Long before the world knew of yoga as it is practiced today, a profound system of spiritual development flourished along the fertile banks of the Nile River. In the ancient land of Kemet, the sages and priestesses developed a unique practice to harmonize the body, mind, spirit. This was not merely exercise, it was a sacred science, designed to lead the soul toward enlightenment and divine union. The Kemetic people saw the human body as a temple for the spirit, a sacred vessel, when properly cared for and aligned, a conduit for higher consciousness, a reflection of the cosmic order that governed the universe. The evidence for this ancient practice is etched in stone, preserved on the walls of temples, preserved in tombs. Hieroglyphic reliefs show figures in yoga-like postures, close-up carvings, modern yoga poses juxtaposed with ancient Egyptian art. We see them not as random art, but as deliberate instructions, a visual scripture of physical and spiritual discipline. Images from the Temple of Luxor, images from the Valley of the Kings show the Neteru, the divine principles and gods and goddesses in specific geometric poses. Practitioners sought to emulate these divine forms, aligning their bodies to invoke the deity's qualities and energies. Kemetic yoga was deeply tied to Ma'at, truth, justice, balance, cosmic harmony. Kemetic yoga was never separated from its spiritual purpose. It was a devotional act, a moving prayer offered to the divine. Each posture was a physical representation of a neter, a facet of the One Supreme Consciousness. A pose reaching upward with open arms could invoke the sky goddess, Nut, embodying her expansive, protective nature. By assuming her form, the practitioner wasn't just stretching muscles, but engaging in a dialogue with the divine. The body became a living hieroglyph, speaking in form and intention beyond words, connecting directly to spiritual realms. The ultimate goal was Smaitawi, the union of the two lands. Physically, the unification of Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt. Esoterically, the integration of the lower mortal self with the higher divine self. This is the Egyptian equivalent of enlightenment or samadhi. Postures and breath were tools to facilitate this union, building a bridge between the physical and spiritual. The practice is a journey inward, quieting chaotic ego thoughts to allow the serene wisdom of the Ba to emerge. This connection grew from understanding the body's energy centers, akin to modern chakras. The sacred practice of Kemetic yoga began long before the first posture was assumed. The ancient Egyptians understood the body as the temple of the spirit. It had to be purified and prepared to receive divine energy. This preparation was a ritual in itself, centered largely around diet. They followed specific dietary laws designed to cleanse the body and to elevate its vibratory frequency. They sought foods that were light, pure, and full of life force. They avoided foods that created density, sluggishness, or impurity. This conscious eating was a critical part of their spiritual discipline. A foundational element was a focus on plant-based foods considered closer to the sun's life-giving energy. Fresh figs, dates, lettuce, onions, garlic, emmer wheat, barley, simple unleavened bread. These foods were offerings to the body, chosen with reverence. What they avoided was equally important: red meat, especially pork. Animal slaughter introduced energies of fear and violence. They limited fermented beverages and heavy, greasy foods. Those foods were thought to cloud the mind and dull the senses. That made deep meditation and divine communion more difficult. Before a session, practitioners often took only water or light fruit juices. This fasting created heightened receptivity. An empty or lightly filled stomach allowed sachem to circulate more freely without being diverted to digestion. Dietary purification showed respect for the body as a sacred instrument. It kept the temple clean, quiet, and ready for the divine presence to enter. Beyond diet, the rituals of preparation for Kemetic yoga included offerings and prayers, acts that centered the mind and affirmed the sacredness of the practice. Before beginning the physical postures, a practitioner would create a small, simple altar. This might include a lit candle or an oil lamp, a small bowl of water. They would also burn incense, frankincense, myrrh, with the rising smoke seen as carrying their prayers upwards to the Neteru. The blessings performed were simple yet profound affirmations of intent. A practitioner might begin by giving thanks to the divine for the gift of life and the opportunity to pursue spiritual growth. They would recite a short prayer or hekau, a mantra or word of power, dedicated to a specific neter whose qualities they wish to embody, such as Tehuti for wisdom or Auset for divine healing and intuition. A simple example would be to face the east, the direction of the rising sun, and say, "I give praise to Ra as he rises. May his light illuminate my mind and guide my spirit toward Ma'at. This ritual set the tone, transforming the practice from a physical routine into a sacred ceremony. These ancient practices created a powerful synthesis of mind, body, and spirit. The dietary rituals purified the body, making it a fit vessel. The prayers and blessings focused the mind, aligning it with a higher purpose. Finally, the physical postures themselves brought the body into geometric harmony with the cosmos, allowing the spirit to awaken and express itself. This holistic approach ensured that no aspect of the self was neglected. Health was not just the absence of disease, but a state of vibrant, integrated wholeness where the physical, mental, and spiritual dimensions of a person worked in perfect concert, reflecting the divine order of Ma'at. Today, in a world often characterized by stress, disconnection, and imbalance, the lost secrets of Kemetic yoga offer a timeless path to peace and well-being. By embracing these ancient traditions, we can learn to see our bodies as sacred temples and our daily routines as opportunities for spiritual practice. The wisdom of Kemet teaches us to eat consciously, to move with intention, and to connect our breath to a higher purpose. By studying these principles of Ma'at and Smai-Tawi, we can rediscover a profound sense of inner harmony and reconnect with the divine spark that resides within us all, proving that these ancient rituals are as relevant and transformative now as they were thousands of years ago.